New exhibit opened today at Lauritzen Gardens. It's art with a message about litter, junk, and our water. 6 News reporter Craig Negrelli gives us the sneak peek.
It's called Washed Ashore, Art to Save the Sea. Junk that conservationists found along the shoreline of the Pacific Ocean. A nonprofit organization has turned the debris into giant sculptures with a message they want people to hear about the environment. A huge shark might look a bit menacing, but if you take a closer look, you will see smaller items like bottle caps and rusted out cigarette lighters attached to it. There's also a giant salmon with discarded and crunched up water bottles, as well as lost plastic flip-flops. A triggerfish with golf balls that are no longer usable, that somebody just left along some shoreline. Outside, a sculpture of penguins, a dingy dustpan attached, as well as an old plastic gasoline canister. Brad Parks of Washed Ashore says all of this is designed to make you think.
Bringing this awareness to folks that really this problem is something we all can take part in solving. Whether you're inland like here in Omaha or on the beach, it's something we all contribute to through the things we buy and use every day. That's what you see on our sculptures, are things that are recognizable that help prompt that sort of thinking and reflection.
So why Omaha? Because of the mighty Mo. As the Missouri River churns between two states, the Bob Carey pedestrian bridge offers great views. It cuts through the middle of the country, feeding into so many communities, both upstream and downstream from us, all the way to St. Louis. Parks says discarded junk, both on the shoreline and at the bottom of the river, needs to be exposed.
So it goes from our parking lots into the storm drains and unfortunately into the river, and then fish and other creatures can actually get entangled in it or mistake it for food as it breaks apart, and that concentrates and goes through as the rivers churn and build up more trash. It ends up causing issues then when it gets to the ocean.
In fact, Lauritzen Gardens is taking that activism one step further. There will be a Missouri River community cleanup effort on Saturday, March 18th. Anybody who wants to participate will be able to register online. On your side, Craig Negrelli, 6 News.
All right, Craig, thank you very much. The Washed Ashore Art to Save the Sea exhibit runs from now until May 14th. Plenty of time to get out there and see it for yourself.